What is good, Boom Bap Nation? It's the Boom-BapHistorian back for, of course, another album review. And this time we're digging into the new project from Calhoun, AmerAcal 2. Listen, the way I see it is there's good music, there's bad music, there's dope music. And, as far as Calhoun, I've been listening to Calhoun for, several years now. The projects he did with McDonald, the solo projects, the stuff he did with, church. I have some church CDs. I used to listen to church. So whatever happened between those guys, and obviously a lot of it has come out in the forefront, is, you've heard church talk about it, you've heard Calhoun talk about it, you hear, a lot of people reacting to it. I don't tend to get caught up in that bullshit. I don't know really what happened between Church and Calhoun. Obviously they've talked about it, but it's different perspectives, and who's telling the truth, I don't know. And to be honest with you, I don't care. That's for them to figure out, and that's whether I want to decide who's real or who's not. I don't care. The only thing that cares to me is the fact that, well, let me preface this by saying this. So just real quick, man, you got people that enjoy music such as myself, and you got fanatics. I tend to hide, and I don't hold conversations with fanatics because they tend to deal in emotion and not facts, not substance. You see it a lot with certain artists. I'm just going to throw a mainstream like Kendrick Lamar. It's just a ton of fanaticism, and there's no real subject or content to what people are saying, and you're never going to change their minds. I'm not looking to change their minds, but if we want to have an honest discussion of, whether it's the king of hip-hop or who's controlling hip-hop or albums or something, I will never have a conversation with a fanatic because it's a waste of time, particularly on my end. With that being said, I feel when it comes to Calhoun and Church, or you could just say the country hip-hop scene as well, which I don't even refer to it as a country hip-hop scene. It's rap, it's hip-hop, and it's music. They want to put it in whatever genre they want to put it into, then, go ahead and do whatever you wish, but I don't have to conform to that, that labeling. Again, it's just dope music, good music, bad music. But when it comes to the idea of Church and Calhoun, I don't know what a lot of things that are like I said, I don't know a lot of things that are real between the two. What side to choose from? What I do know is that what I do know that's apparent is, as far as microphone skills, MC skills, Calhoun is 1,000 steps ahead of Church. That's just a fact. And again, I don't want to hear from fanatics. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to do anything, but I don't want to hear from fanatics. Again, if you want to have a conversation, we have a conversation. But, like I said, I watch a lot of the reaction videos. I try not to watch a lot. I'm not a huge fan of reaction videos. But I know there's some podcasts, or, there's some talk stuff where they got these artists on there, and I rarely dig into that because the idea is I just don't give a fuck. But like I said, Church is at one time he was an aspiring, pretty dope MC. I have some CDs from him, and he just kind of fell off. And I'm not going to get into the accusations of why, or whatever considered why he fell off. But as far as just you take the two and you put them side by side, and who's a better MC, who's a doper MC, it's Calhoun. And there's no argument there. Again, if you're not a fanatic and you want to have a conversation, absolutely we could do that. But there is, in my opinion, there's really no discussion to be had. Particularly, I would love to hear Calhoun over more boom bap production personally. There are some elements in this record, but nonetheless, I know he announced his retirement. Obviously, he's huge on the scene of clothing, which I'm not sure if that appears that clothing store is down, but nonetheless, I was pretty excited when I saw AmerAcal 2 come across. Never had a chance to pre-order it, never had a chance to speak to Calhoun. I think that'd be pretty dope if I ever had the opportunity to do so, because I've been following the dude for a while. And I just think he makes dope music. And, like I said, I don't get caught up in the labeling or or what. When you hear the dude over like Boom Bap Production, like he did that one over Mobb Deep, it was absolutely nuts and insane. So, nonetheless, just to dive into this album, so this is 15 tracks, came out May 30th of 2025. Some of the tracks I'm familiar with. Like I said, I tend not to get too heavy into, you know, singles as music is being released, but a few of these, obviously, I heard because of the back and forth between him and Church and so forth. So, but nonetheless, it starts off with Gorillaz featuring Broadnax. Really dope video for that track. Insane. Who the Fuck is Justin Time is on there. Simple Man and Hard Target. It shows his credits as being on there as well. My first two tracks I truly enjoy was Silver Lining and Let Me Be. Just really dope. I want to say emotional, but really heartfelt. I really could feel where those were coming from. Super dope. D.O.U. Kemp and 501 Briz appear on Who Got Next. I Know You Know featuring Chad Arms and Jam Wayne. And Jam Wayne, of course, has been making a lot of noise in the underground hip hop rap scene. Again, I'm not going to go with the labeling, so if you expect me to do so, that's not what I generally try to do at all. So, a video for Pocket Full of Bullets is track 7, which was super dope. Enjoyed that track. Holy Water, which I believe was one of the Church diss tracks. Problems, Legends, 750 Horses featuring Shaka Hustle Man and FJ Outlaw. And I think Shaka is someone that I started listening to recently. I think I saw some of his videos popping up. Rolling Thunder is 12. Cross That Line featuring Demon Jones, and I believe it's Broadnax, and I say I believe because it's cut off, but you know, Demon's another dude that I've been, you know, following for a while, and it all kind of started off of listening to Moonshine Bandits, and then it just kind of progressed. And again, I just try to follow dope music, man. I don't try to follow trends or labels. You know, just dope music. So, and then the super dope, and the one that many people say was the nail in the proverbial coffin, was Church's Coffin, and then it finishes with Rebels. But as usual, I found this to be a really fun album. I enjoy listening to it. I'm so glad that Calhoun decided to get back in the rap game. The only thing that I would ask Calhoun, again, probably won't listen to me, that's okay, but besides the fact to be dope, if you ever got a chance to reach out to me, I think that'd be amazing, because I've been following you for a while now, and but I would love to hear an album of yours with just over, you know, boom bap tracks. I think that would be just an incredible album, because you definitely, when you rap over those, you could feel the essence of the 90s. So, and it just, as a kid growing up, you know, the 90s, listening to boom bap, you know, the golden age, the golden era of hip hop, that'd be something really dope to listen to. So, I'm going to go ahead and just try to end this video. It's coming longer than normal one. I know the first 3 minutes was, you know, just kind of conversation and some context behind it, because again, you know, I follow just music that I find to be dope, and that's what I listen to, and I don't really care what genre it falls on, or, you know, or I'm going to place it wherever I feel like placing it and not worry about the labels that someone else puts it on. But nonetheless, Adam Calhoun, AmerAcal 2, 3.5 mics is what I rate this, so a very, very solid rating for what I feel is a very, very solid album. So glad that Calhoun is back in the hip-hop scene. Maybe you could follow this up with just strictly a boom-bap album. That'd be fucking amazing. Other than that, like, subscribe, stay tuned. Maybe he'll reach out, maybe he won't, I don't know. Will he see it? Who knows? But I know he does have a tendency to reach out to, you know, fans of his music, so we'll see. But nonetheless, like, subscribe, stay tuned. More album reviews, and hopefully the series of episodes will continue with 5 and 6. All right, salute.